Get some lights turned on here. It's kind of dark. There we go. Okay, so we have finished our spraying, except for my brother is out doing some boundaries right now with these soybeans. So we were gonna do a whole nother pass on soybeans, but we started scouting and our soybeans look really freaking good. So we're just going around doing the boundaries in each field one time, and then I think we're gonna call it good for spraying this year. Thank goodness. The sprayer is having some small issues right now, which I'll probably dive into in my review video of the sprayer, but overall it's very good. But we've kind of gotten to a lull now, right? We're kind of watching everything growing. We're done spraying herbicide. We might, we're waiting to see if we're gonna spray fungicide or not. So might as well get some equipment out and start washing it. So we got the planter here today and the 8345 RT, which really hasn't been touched since planting. Going around, I found one issue. Listen to this. I don't think that's supposed to sound like that. Not quite sure what's going on, because like this lock washer is not on there square, but that shouldn't cause anything, so I'm guessing it's just the shop bearing, but that's the only one that sounds like that, so that'll be a later date thing too. But the proper way to clean this thing off, I found, is to actually take it all apart and blow it out before you get it wet, because so much dust collects inside these and down here by the speed tube or the brush belt, whatever you want to call it, that yeah, it needs to be blown out before it gets pressure washed. So I'm gonna back it out, get working on it. And also I just want to wish happy 4th of July to all my fellow Americans. I always forget to talk about holidays on the channel, because I always film either before or after a holiday, usually before, and then the video goes up after. So it's not like going through my head when I think about it usually, but I actually remembered this time. There we go, looking good. We were smart and we did winterize the tank, the liquid tank, immediately after we got done putting 32% down, because we had a day where we were like, I might as well clean it out and yada yada yada. We winterized it right away. One less thing we have to do. So the planter was cleaned out earlier as well, so there should be 0 seed in here. Oh, what the heck? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much because I gotta take it all apart anyways, but basically take all the tubes off, take the meter off, like so, dump it out. You're not supposed to be dumping seed in the ground, but this is organic soybeans, so a bird won't get killed if it eats it. And then you gotta take the belt out, and then you gotta blow everything out of these. Now that I got a unit completely taken apart, it just really builds up with dirt back here around the motors, really builds up with dirt down in there, and here's usually always full, so just, yeah. It's gonna be a messy job.
I was waking up this morning, waking up before it's getting 9. Kinda heavy on my shoulders, tracking down some moments back in time. I could swore that I was in it.
Well, that was cut a little bit short. My brother needs some water for a refill, but I've only gotten like half the planter done, because you start taking these things apart and they are so full of dirt and muck in there that I gotta blow it out as I go, and it just super cool planter, not a great design for dust and dirt buildup. Very bad. Thank you.
Chin up.
Does this thing not have cup holders? Oh, way up there.
When you're going around corners, go slow.
Yep.
That water's high and then it sloshes, so
Okay.
you can
Sounds good. Well, we both got here at like the exact same time. Worked out good. He's just finishing off his tank. I gotta throw some Liberty here in the mixing cone and get ready to film. We're just doing one the straight Liberty around the edge. There we go. Now somehow when I unraveled it, I got this all loose. So I'm just gonna pull it out all the way and then retighten it. Okay, head back, keep taking that planter apart. Well, that took a lot longer than it looks like it should. Oh, now the dirty part comes.
Down every minute, don't know what I was sipping, but I felt like I was doing fine. Oh my. Turns out that I just got a little bit south, just a little bit north of the Georgia line. Do it again. Little too much southern comfort, hanging with my friends, all playing games. We all started at a full house, ended up just me and good old James. I could swore that I was winning, kinda had a feeling. Last thing I remember, I was drinking till the moonshine. Oh my.
That sucked. A couple videos ago, I was like, my least favorite thing used to be washing a sprayer, and now we have the pull behind, so it's not anymore, yada yada yada. I couldn't really figure out what my least favorite thing to do was. It's now cleaning the planter. I've been at it for like an hour and a half, and nothing's even wet yet. All right, well, time to take a garden hose shower and get washing this thing. I was gonna put it back together before I washed it, but the more I think about it, this stuff's so easy to wash. You can literally just take a washcloth in the shop and just wipe it down. But I do want to be able to wash as much off in here as I possibly can. So I'm just gonna leave everything off. My plan is, because I'm here by myself today and I don't have anyone to help me scrub, I'm just gonna rinse it off one time, and then once it dries, I'm going to use some TNT Cleaner 2.0. My friend from college is a dealer for this stuff, and he's like, hey, you should use it in a video. And I was like, yeah, I will. And that was like a year ago, and I have yet to use it. But this is supposed to be a scrubless soap, and he uses it on like his combines and his sprayer. He farms too, and he uses it on all his stuff and sends me pictures all the time. And it looks pretty good. So we'll see if the scrubless soap works pretty good now that I got all the mass of dirt off this planter.
A little bit it's out just a little bit north of the Georgia line. May not know just where I'm at, no idea when I'll get back. There's so much you just can't explain. No, I'm not one to lose control, but I don't really care at all how it ends or where it begins. And I'll do it again. May not know just where I'm at, no idea when I'll get back. There's so much you just can't explain. No, I'm not.
So I've used TNT Cleaner 1.0 before with varying success, so we'll see how this one does. Gavin, I'll even put your logo front dead center for you. There you go. Okay. How does this work? Am I missing something? That's open. Okay. Okay, we're good. I guess I could have also read the word on top. So it says I'm supposed to let this soak for 1 to 5 minutes. Problem is that I got a big enough application here. I'm probably gonna have to do sections at a time, which, I mean, this is a disconnect. Quick disconnect on it, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. A lot faster than scrubbing, I'm sure. So I'm thinking I'll probably start from the front side, kind of do one wing, let it sit, wash it off, main frame, wash it off, this wing, and then I will do the back and then the top. It says the soap says to do it from the top or from the bottom up, so shouldn't be an issue now that I've washed all the heavy stuff off.
Lose control, but I don't really care at all how it ends or where it begins. And I'll do it again.
Daddy didn't raise no fool, wouldn't let her date a boy till he taught her how to shoot.
It is kind of amazing, you know, some places like you see the soap gets pretty dirty, especially like look at this tire. Look at how dirty that soap is right there. So I don't know, we'll see here. The front, it actually made the front look pretty dang good in some spots. You know, like it's an old kind of faded planter. I mean, it's not the showpiece of the world by any means. But one thing I noticed, and it's kind of hard to tell now because I just kind of sprayed it again on accident, but these the roll cleaners, it made that silver a lot more shiny than it was before I had soaked it. So as long as it does like a decent job, that is okay with me, because if it means I don't have to scrub an entire planter, I'm okay with that.
Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you. If you leave her standing all alone at the altar, daddy's daughter got a Smith and Wesson pistol that her daddy bought her hidden in a garter, and she ain't afraid to use it. It's up to you. Are you gonna be blood or just blood in the water? 'Cause she can't help but knowing what her daddy taught, and she's her daddy's daughter.
Well, there we go. It actually did a pretty good job. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, obviously it's not going to bring back the missing paint on the planter or anything like that, but I mean, there's really no dirt or mud or grime on it, and that was just a heavy rinse, a soap, and then another rinse. It actually did a really good job on the yellow too, on the plastic. So, you know, the soap's a little bit spendy, but for the fact that I didn't have to spend an extra 2 hours scrubbing this thing down, worth it in my opinion. My time is worth, the time saved is worth way more than that jug of soap was, and I barely used any of it. It could probably do 30 of these things. So if you're interested in some TNT cleaner 2.0 touchless soap, whatever they want to call it, I'll leave the link to, or some information down below in the description, to my buddy who's a dealer for them. And yeah, check it out, give him a call, send him a message. Yeah, see you guys in the next one.